Daniel was born in a small village where opportunities were scarce, and dreams were often treated like luxuries. His family lived in a crumbling one-room house with a leaky roof. His father worked as a laborer on construction sites, earning barely enough to feed them, while his mother stitched clothes for neighbors in exchange for food. Daniel grew up barefoot, running along dusty paths, sometimes going to bed hungry. Yet in those difficult years, he carried something his parents had planted deep inside him: hope. His father would often say, "We may be poor in pocket, but don't ever be poor in vision." Those words stayed with him like a lantern in the dark. At school, Daniel struggled. He didn't have proper books, and sometimes he skipped classes to help his mother. But whenever he was in class, he listened with burning attention. His teachers noticed his hunger to learn, though not always his empty stomach. He would borrow torn notebooks from older students, copying notes by candlelight until the wax ran out. Life grew harder when his father fell ill. Medical bills consumed what little they had, and at 16, Daniel dropped out of school to work odd jobs, carrying bricks, selling fruits on the roadside, cleaning tables in restaurants. He often felt invisible, just another boy lost in the chaos of survival. Yet something inside him refused to break. Every time he earned a little money, he bought secondhand books. Their stories whispered to him, "If they could rise, why not you?" Years passed, and Daniel found work at a small mechanics shop in the city. He didn't know much about cars, but he had quick hands and an observant mind. While others did their tasks and went home, Daniel stayed after hours, watching, experimenting, and learning. He saved every coin he could, often skipping meals to put money aside. His dream was fragile, but it was alive. One day he would open his own garage. Failure, of course, came knocking. His first attempt at running a roadside repair stall collapsed within months. He had underestimated the costs, and dishonest suppliers cheated him. He was crushed, but he remembered his father's words. So he stood up again. He took night classes in basic business management, studied accounting, and even practiced speaking confidently in front of a mirror, knowing he would need these skills. The turning point came when he met an old customer who had seen his dedication at the shop. The man offered Daniel a small loan, saying, "I believe in people who don't quit." With trembling hands but determined eyes, Daniel accepted. This time, he started a modest but organized garage. He treated every customer with respect, often working extra hours without charging if the person was poor. Word spread quickly. What began as a single garage turned into 3, then 5. Daniel reinvested every profit, hired workers, and trained them with patience. Soon, he wasn't just fixing cars, he was providing jobs to other young men who once stood where he had stood, hungry, hopeless, but yearning for a chance. Years later, Daniel stood in front of a large glass building, his very own automobile company headquarters. The boy who once sold fruits in the scorching sun now signed contracts with major suppliers. The man who once studied under candlelight now gave scholarships to children from poor families. He never forgot the nights of hunger, the failures, or the weight of despair. But he also never forgot the power of persistence, humility, and vision. When asked at a public event how he had achieved success, Daniel smiled and said, "I came from nothing, but nothing taught me everything. Poverty gave me discipline, struggle gave me strength, and hope gave me wings. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: success isn't about where you start, it's about how far you're willing to go without giving up." And with that, the hall erupted in applause. Somewhere in the crowd, a young boy in torn shoes listened, his eyes shining, as if he too had found his lantern in the dark. So if Daniel can make it in life, you can too. Just don't give up. Dream high, dream big. The skyline will be your starting point.